Welcome to Film Riot Mondays, and right off the back, no, the on-set experience is not out yet. But in my defense, I never technically said it was coming out today.
It was supposed to come out this week, but we're pushing it to Monday.
I never said Monday.
Monday.
The point is, it's not out, but we are working hard to get it out as soon as possible. So we're going to move it back one more week to next Monday. So still a Monday. That way we make sure that this time we will have it out on that date for sure. We are wrapping everything up now. It's taking us so long because we're trying to pack this as full as possible. It's definitely the coolest pack that we've ever made like this. I'm really excited about it. It's over 5 hours of on-set footage. We wanted to make it as much as possible feel like you guys were on set with us, sitting in the safety meetings, hearing the first AD call out the day to the crew, just going through directing and watching the stunt coordinator work with his team and relay the information I've given them and just how the whole set dynamic works. There's 5 hours of that. So just tons and tons of really great content. On top of that, we have Vfx Breakdowns. We have an audio breakdown where Rob Krekel breaks out the different elements of 2 different scenes where it goes through just with Foley, just with dialogue, just with the sound effects, and just with music, and then a full mix so you can see how all those layers build up to the final full mix. Then we have the shooting script in there and all 3 posters in there for you guys as well. So this pack it's great. I'm very excited to get it out for you. And we're going to have a preview of the on-set experience for you guys on Thursday as a little hold me over and an apology. So that'll be up on Thursday, so you can get a little bit of a taste of what it's going to be like. And then next Monday, it will be out on the store for you to grab for sure. But today I wanted to talk about end credits, especially because I had more cast and crew on this one than any production I ever had by like 4 times. And I did the end credits differently than I've ever done them before because there was just no way to do this any other way and it be anything less than a freaking nightmare. We had in the end somewhere between 145 and 160 people working on this project. So wrangling all that and making sure everyone got a credit and a proper credit was a lot. It took almost 2 weeks of work to make sure we had it in there because it was a matter of going to all the producers, double checking everything with them, going through all the call sheets, going through the credit Bible, and then just cross-referencing everything to make sure we had it all correct, including all the spelling correct, because I didn't want to get any names misspelled, which I didn't. I nailed it. Not a single name was misspelled. I mean, Josh doesn't count. So with this, the producers did keep that credit Bible, but like I said, I also used the call sheets to help out with that. And then the post-production team was a lot smaller, so that was pretty easy to manage and make sure I had that. But even when I had that all together, I would always send to the keys of each department so that they could look that over and make sure I had everything set. But to do the actual end credits, I used something called End Crawl, which was an absolute lifesaver. Without it, this would have been a nightmare, and I'm going to show you how that works right now because it was the first time I used it and I think it's amazing. So here we're inside the Endcrawl web app. You set up a project with them and then they send you this login with your project and a Google Sheets of credit layout that you can then adjust. Now I've already done that, but within this Google Sheet, initially it's a bunch of credits that are just in there as placeholders for you then to start replacing things. So it gives you a really, really great starting point, which of course you can customize as much as you'd like. So you go in here and you can see that under cast, you have the name of the characters and then the name of the people playing those characters, and then into a single line, stunts, crew, and so on. Then if we go into the web app, you can see that this corresponds with that Sheets document, which you also have in here that you can access just by clicking credits, and you can get it right there. But if I jump over to the sheet and add something like that, Josh's name spelt perfectly, then we can jump back to the app and then click up here to reload from Google Doc. And just like that, Josh has been added into this credit sequence. So if you did this in Photoshop or in After Effects, you'd have to move everything down, which is what I've had to do before. And it was such a nightmare. And again, there were so many people involved with this, that just would have been really prohibitive. There's no way I would have gotten it done in time for the project because of how much time this would have taken if this was not done this way. But after you have everything in there, you can start clicking on the sections because all these are broken out as sections. So you have that single section, that cast section, which you you can see by going over to sheets and see that these are sectioned out like that. Then once we've clicked on a section, we have different parameters over here that we can start adjusting to customize this however we want. Like we could left justify things, we can center it completely, we could do the gutter deal like I did, or you can select the columns that you want. You could select the width of your columns. Then of course you could go into block heading. You can change what the block heading says, add a subheading if you want, like that, or go down to insert and spacing where you can customize further where you want things to be, and even add some lines below. Like if you want to create some distance between this section and the section below it, you could do that by selecting a number here and create that distance. Then up here we can have HD markers or even a 4:3 marker if we want. Then we can jump over to settings, and in settings you can set it up to exactly the duration that you want the credits to be, and it will then speed the credits to match that duration. Or you can do a scroll speed, which is what I've done here with 3.5. You can also select your aspect ratio of your project, the frame size, and the frame rate. Then once we've done all that, we scroll all the way to the bottom. You can see we also have these logos in here that you're used to seeing in professional end crawls. And if we go all the way down, they have that built in as well. So you can click here and they have a ton of logos to choose from for anything that makes sense for your project. I even sent logos to them that were custom to my project for them to put it in so I could use it in my project. And they also have some legal copy in there ready for you to use, so you don't have to worry about putting all that in yourself, including the copyright. So there's a lot of things that they're even reminding you to not forget to put in your end crawl, which again is very helpful. So once you've done all of that and you come over, reload from Google Doc one last time, and you're happy with what you have, then you can jump over to renders. Now, if you're just doing a test project, which you can do for free, you're going to get a very small version of this. But once you've gone into the paid projects, you could select what size that you want for your project, like an H.264 ProRes, and this is in 4K. You could do PDFs, you could do a DPX image sequence, a full resolution still image. So however it is that you're wanting to use this within your project, you have a lot of options here to dial in. And you could see that I rendered this out quite a few times because there were quite a few mistakes that we kept figuring out and adjusting as we went. And this renders really fast. Once you send this to the render queue, the most I ever waited for this, I think, was about 30 minutes. Then I could send this out to all my production heads and my producers so they could comb through it, double check it, make sure everything was kosher. And if there were any issues, again, I could come back in and adjust it as need be, like I showed. But that's it. Incredibly simple and unbelievably helpful. Any production that I do from now on, I'm definitely doing this way. I've always found end credits to be a nightmare to handle, and this is just the best way I've ever found. This is just genius, and I don't know why it took people so long to do this. So definitely check it out. You can do a test project to try it out for yourself, and once you do that, I'm pretty confident you're going to want to use it. But of course, it's not free, so if you don't have a budget for something like this, then you can always download a template and do it yourself. I've done it that way through Photoshop and After Effects in the past. It is going to take a lot more time and be frustrating, but you got to do what you got to do. So just go and Google a template for an end crawl and you'll find a bunch of stuff. But if you do have a bigger project, you do have a budget for it, I couldn't recommend this enough. There's nothing more discouraging than having a pile of overdue paperwork just sitting there staring at you while you try to work or get anything you enjoy done at all. Well, our friends at FreshBooks have their cloud accounting software that's going to give you more time to do the work that you love and not feel discouraged by the paperwork demon. FreshBooks has been redesigned from the ground up and custom built for the way that you like to work. It's the easiest way to be more productive, organized, and most importantly, get paid quickly. The all-new FreshBooks is not only ridiculously easy to use, it's also packed full of powerful features. You can create and send professional-looking invoices in less than 30 seconds, set up online payments with just a couple of clicks, and get paid up to 4 days faster. You can see when your client has seen your invoice and put an end to the guessing games. And right now, FreshBooks is offering a 30-day unrestricted free trial to film writers. So go to freshbooks.com/filmwrite and enter Film Riot in the How Did You Hear About Us section.
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This one is a 30-minute making of from Mission Impossible 3. You can find it in a link in the notes below. And again, the special features for Ballistic, the 5+ hours, I think it's going to be like total 6 hours of content on there, plus other things, will be up in 1 week, next Monday. But this Thursday, we're going to have a sneak preview to the on-set experience stuff. So definitely come back for that. And until then, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.